Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mantou podcast. I'm not gonna say which episode this is. Hello, Vaughn. Hello, Scott.
Hi.
Francis, hi Scott.
Before we begin with the topic, I would like to tell you a story. It's not my
Mhm.
story. It's a story of Venerable Master Xingyun when he was a young boy. So when he was a young boy, he felt that there's a ghost that's always following him, walking alone in the streets, going back home. All the time, he felt that there's a ghost. When he runs fast, the ghost also runs fast. So one day, he had to think of something a way to stop it. So one day, he decided to stop and turn around. So what he saw was, of course, nothing was there. No ghost, no anything. So he realized that the main reason that people becomes afraid is that they do not see really the situation is at hand. So just right in time for our topic, right?
Hey guys, I so miss you. It's fun that I hear another wonderful story of Master Singh. It blows me away because this is something that a lot of people is going to be very excited about because it talks about our emotions, basically fears. I believe we have our own fears. We always cling into our emotions. And you guys, do you have fears? Are you afraid of something? Have you encountered something that you feel that it keeps trying to distract you a lot?
Oh, yes. Ako meron. Namana ko pa siya. I got it from my mother. You know what?
What is it?
Flying.
Flying?
Yeah, flying cockroach. It disturbs me when I'm working with...
Oh.
I hate mutant cockroach. They walk and then they fly. Yeah, I think for me, I fear, like I always say whenever I'm asked, what do you fear most about? I fear temporary things that I know that one day it will be gone. Ah, lol.
Oh.
So deep.
You know, the cool thing about the topic of fear, it's because it's not just tangible and intangible, right? I mean, it's not just about fear of things that burdens us, like small things or pests or experiences. There's so many things to talk about fear.
Yeah, I think I would share the fear of Venerable Master Xingyun, afraid of the ghost.
Talaga?
Yes, ghost from the past. So we have a guest today.
Yeah. So we have a guest today, we're very lucky to have her with us. And she will share with us on how to deal with it, at least in a professional way. Because tayo, we just feel it looking back. So here with us today is Veronica. Veronica is also an officer in BLIA Manila. She was also a vice president before in BLIA Manila. So she has been in YAD and Temple, I think, since she was eight. So it's more than 10 years in a Temple. Perhaps we could say that we grew up there together. And we've attended a lot of activities. Yeah. So Veronica is a current graduate. She currently works at Mommy College. So let's hear more from Veronica.
Hi, Veronica.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, kamusta? How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing good.
Feeling the fear.
Feeling the fear.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe let's start off with my first question to Veronica. In general, would you have any fear, and how would you manage fear?
Yes, I a lot of fears actually. Different kind of fears actually. So since when I was a child, I have a fear of heights, dark places, and fear of failure, something like that. I cope up. I manage my fear through meditation. Whenever I feel afraid or anxious or something, I take a step back, take a deep breath to calm my mind, and it actually works for me. Before I'm a very very shy, very anxious person. I would normally just stick to what I know, stick to the things that I know, go to places that I have already been to, and nothing new. I don't explore on new things. So I realized I have been missing a lot of things, experiences, beautiful places, beautiful things like that. So I told myself, you have to do something about this. You are already behind good experiences, something like that. So whenever I feel anxious or whenever I am confronted with my fear, I try to take a step back and relax, calm myself, and meditate.
Wait, I have a question. So how long for you to not fear? Let's say for today you are faced with an adventure. You are in the top of the building, and then that building is a situation. That building is burning, and then you have to cross to the other building. So what do you say to yourself to convince that everything will be okay?
Of course, I will think my survival. Fear kasi when you're facing fight or flight situation like that, the burning building and then you have to cross. I think I could just, I will just think my survival and then take a deep breath and then go through.
Would you have experiences? No? Can you share with us maybe recent experiences? And then what would be the self-talk? Diba? Kasi we usually have the self-talk para ma-overcome so we could overcome our fears. So could you share with us what kind of self-talk do we need? And for at least for everyone as well. So we could slowly overcome the fears.
For me, I normally look at the positive and the negative side of the fear. For example, doing public speaking. For example, I would look at what are the positive attributes of doing public speaking. For example, being able to share your experiences, being able to learn from other sources as well, and then like that. So what's the negative? It's thinking that people won't believe you or thinking that you're not credible, something like that. So whenever I have or already know the pros and cons, I would think to myself that why would you think of what others will think of you? You're just sharing your experience. You're just sharing your knowledge.
So in a psychology perspective, usually where do fears come from? Because sometimes we don't know why. Ba't ba ako natatakot? Why am I afraid? But I can track on myself. How would psychologists explain that?
Fears can be from trauma. It can be direct or indirect. So, for example, if you have fear of heights, maybe when you were younger, you saw an indirect example is that you saw someone falling a high place, going down, and then being hurt. Or you can be the one who fell down yourself, something like that. And when it comes to, for example, public speaking, maybe you saw someone who had been ridiculed in front of a lot of people. So there are a lot of things that could give you fear.
So most likely all of us or the people who are watching would have their own fears. So the next question would be, what next steps should we take? Okay, I know I have a fear. I have a fear of this. I have a fear of dog. I have a fear of cat. Tons of them. So what's our next step? What should we do now?
I think we should try to see what we're missing. So, for example, like you said, if they are afraid of or they have fear of dogs, you can say that you are already missing the companionship of what a dog can give you. So, just looking at the brighter side of things, it gives you hope that maybe one day you will be more open to experience or to face this fear.
The next question would be, given all these fears that you have in life, okay, what is one thing or maybe a few things that really inspires you to move forward? Not only fear on traumas, but challenges specifically in life. Okay, if you're faced with challenges, what makes you say, okay, I need to do this better. I need to move forward. I can't let my fears be. What would be your motivation? What inspires you?
I'm inspired to develop myself, my skills. So I would push myself into trying new things and stuff like that, and hone and develop, learn new things, go to new places.
So having that in mind now, did Buddhism or any teachings of Buddhism at least give you a direction? Or if there is, would you want to share that? Okay, I like this thought, so it was stuck on my mind. That was one of the guides I have. Would you have those?
Actually, impermanent, because fear is impermanent. If the subject of the fear is not there, you don't have the fear. Or you can train your mind not to fear the things that you have fears. You can train your mind. You can the impermanence, because nothing is permanent. So even emotions are not permanent. You may feel afraid of this thing, but you have to look at the bigger picture and see why am I afraid of this thing, and what are the things that I have missed.
So I think it's a very good point now Veronica brought up, the concept of impermanence, that we got that fear. So it means that it's not permanent, and that fear could also be washed away slowly. So the last question would be, as a Buddhist, who is Buddha to you?
Yeah, for me, Buddha is an inspiration, especially when it comes to fears and like that. Because as we know, Buddha took a different path and he faced the hardships and the reality of life rather than staying in his comfort zone. For me, I also wanted to be like like Buddha, to take risks and be able to learn more through personal experiences and to be able to also share the experiences to other people.
Wow. So Buddha is one of the teachers that showed us that we could even learn more or get enlightened when we go out of our comfort zone, just like how Buddha did to go out from his palace, to search for meaning in life and search for, we could also do in our lives. So thank you, Veronica. So maybe Francis and Von, would you like to share?
Well, from the topic that we've discussed, I believe that you always have to take a look back and think about the experiences that you're encountering, and it's very important that you really have to meditate. That's one strength that I would like to take away from this wonderful topic, because meditation really helps you to understand yourself and the environment that you're at. So giving yourself the this meditation will enlighten you and understand your situation, how you struggle with your emotions. And I believe I want to ponder on the word trust, because if you have so much fear of the things around you or of yourself, then you need a lot of trust in order for you to develop this attitude of changing your perspective and changing your fear into a positive vibe, a positive approach.
True. For me, I agree on what you have said, but I also agree greatly on what Veronica said about the impermanence. So fear temporarily, but do not fear so much that one day you feared too long that you forgot how to be fearless. That's what Buddhism taught us, that we have to be courageous, we have to be fearless, we have to be wise.
Yeah. So I think it's very insightful. Veronica shared, and really maybe Von mentioned about meditation and how to meditate. Maybe next time we could have a specific episode for someone to share how to exactly meditate. And then I think on that note, thank you very much, Veronica, for sharing with us your thoughts, and thank you for inspiring us. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Von. And I guess see you, everyone. Any last words, Veronica, before we end the episode? I mean, the episode.
Last
Thing you.
last words. The famous last words. Not so famous, it's okay.
Remember, if you're busy focusing on the falling bricks, you will never realize that they are truly a stepping stone that you need to cross to be able to go to the next phase of your life.
Perfect. And with that, thank you everyone for listening. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Google Podcast, Spotify. And that's it for the Mantou Podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.